G'day guys, welcome all. This is Maynarde and Zepph bringing you Intel versus Twitter. And we're currently about to present to you game number 4. Twitter now one game. All they need one game more to tie the series. Intel at 2-1 right now, so they're ahead a game. On the precipice of winning still, they just need to win one more game. But Twitter is looking to take it to the ace match, Zepph.
Yeah, it could actually be really, really close. I mean, Twitter really brought it back in that last game with a perfectly chosen build, so maybe we'll have a similar deal this game.
Yep, the player in the last game, Jehovah the Terran, did actually face a Roach Rush last week, but managed to, unfortunately, fall to that particular Roach Rush. Was not prepared for that, so can't win them all. Let's talk about Game 4, though. Game 4's players are going to be Blue Dragon or Blood Rain. I'm not too sure. I think that's Blue Dragon. We'll be calling him Blue Dragon. He is the Zerg player going to go up against the Protoss, so another ZVP, against Twitter's Invictus. And this will be on Daybreak, a golden oldie.
Another big map. It does favour the macro game, although things have gone a little bit pear-shaped in HOTS. I mean, in the first EVP, we saw some early damage done by those links from Rex Chapman, so it could go that way too. But Blue Dragon has been identified as a player that experiments with a lot of builds, so I wouldn't be surprised if he threw Invictus a curveball. Yeah,
he's the wild card for their team, and for as I've been told. And Twitter's Invictus, we don't know too much about him. He's got a decent win record here. Let's just have a look at his win record. He is on 5 wins and 2 losses. That's nothing to sneeze at all. That's quite a good win-loss ratio. So
yeah, it's pretty sick.
Should be a pretty close game here. And on Daybreak means it probably will go for a while. So let's start the game, shall we? Jumping into game number 4. Let's kick it into gear. All right, in the bottom left of Daybreak here, we have got Blue Dragon from Intel, looking to clinch the winning blow against Twitter. And Twitter's champion, who's this?
This is our red Protoss, Invictus.
Invictus. Pretty cool name.
Yeah.
I like it. It's Latin for something. But I have forgotten. Will not pretend to act like I know or look like a fool.
It's like, that's going to be another rule of thumb about casting, apart from never do maths live.
Don't try and translate languages that you don't understand. Invictus taking a Forge fast expand by the looks of this here.
Blue Dragon has opted for an extractor trick for his drones. It's gone out to 11 supply before making an Overlord. That's a little bit interesting.
Cray. I'm not even... I think that actually puts him behind a little bit. So
just slightly.
Overload a little bit. But, it's negligible. It's a mineral here, a mineral there. Ain't nothing to a bowls.
He certainly doesn't care one bit.
Does not give a bag of snakes.
Would be pretty cool, yeah. Got a probe coming on in a 9 scout, and he's actually going to look at this mineral line and go, hang on, is that how it's supposed to look right now?
Where your drone's at?
Yeah. But they did just pop out. I think he caught that.
Yeah.
So who knows what's up. But the drone is actually heading across the map. It is not going for a hatch first by any means. Do not be mistaken.
No. In fact, the drone is coming for a scout. Will not become a hatchery. That drone will, though. Didn't manage to get a block on that Invictus, unfortunately. Protoss fans.
I'm going to eat my words, because he did go for a hatch first after all. He pulled 3 drones to do it. 1 for a scout, 1 for the hatchery, and 1 to pester the probes. That was actually really nicely done, and it looks like he will actually get away with this because it is a Nexus first.
That's right. With the Nexus first, there will be no cannons, which means that the natural will go up unscathed, both players being as greedy as possible.
Yeah.
So Invictus actually, both players doing a smart option in the early game here, so working out for everybody. Forge is going down now to start that wall. I'd be very concerned if it didn't, put it that way. Needs that Forge.
Forgeless games don't always work out. I mean, we saw a Forgeless opening for, oh my gosh, I've already forgotten. It was Surreal. Surreal, yes. Yep. And it didn't work out too well for him because some sneaky lings.
Yes, them lings.
They
were slippery lings. Unfortunately, the walls and the force field's not really working out for Surreal in that game, but, poor guy.
Yep.
But, with the gateway builds, you get to open up with a little bit of pressure. He had that early attack with the Zealots and the Stalkers. Could have gone a lot better. I mean, if the Zerg doesn't make a ton of units, you actually guarantee yourself some probe kills and perhaps even a hatchery death with those. Sure. Especially if you move across with the Mothership Core, which most Protossers do with Heart of the Swarm when they do that gateway opening.
I'm loving that opening so much. Fellowship Core and like a Zealot Stalker. Oh, so much damage. Although I think I've seen a fair few Protosses use the Time Warp more on Mineral Lines just by itself rather than going for some units as well, which is fair enough as well. I mean, it works out, slows down the mining a bit, and it's all about controlling the Zerg's economy.
I think the coolest thing about Time Warp is when you when you use it with storms.
Oh, yeah, it's so sickening, but so good.
Force fields and Time Warp mean that nothing escapes ever, and storms go down aplenty. And it's really, really glorious to see. Kind of frustrating to play against, but glorious to watch.
Yeah, definitely makes it difficult to micro. I mean, I wonder what's going to happen to all that top-notch Korean split micro that we see in the top tournaments. But I guess, yeah, you only have so many Time Warps you can drop.
Yeah, it does actually cost quite a bit of energy. And with the Mothership Core, sometimes you'd rather recall, depending on what you're doing. So
yeah, you're right. I think it would be like one of those sort of money fungal situations. If like if you see the perfect opportunity, you go for it.
That's right.
But yeah, money time warp.
God, I can't wait. I can't wait until this game's figured out and we see some top level stuff with all these new toys. Oh, I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
I really hope it's like Wings of Liberty though, and takes like a hell of a long time to get properly figured out though, because I love seeing how the game evolves over months and months and months. I don't want it to get figured out in like 3 months and then we're like, oh well, this is a stale matchup again sort of scenario.
Indeed. Invictus has been rather untouched in the early game here. Just macroing away on his 2 bases, Protoss, Turtle, and Star. He's got a couple more cannons than I'm used to seeing in this wall here, but that's cool. Will not judge.
Yes, that may be because his wall, you know, has a bit of a wide gap in it for units to move through, and the other thing is there's 2 pylons as part of his wall. So if someone came up there and decided to try and nab one, he definitely wants to be able to protect those because that's powering his forge, his core, and his gateway all at once.
Now, Zepph, riddle me this. Why at the 7-minute 30 mark have we not seen a 3rd hatchery?
Well, you see, it seems that Zergs like to be a bit more aggressive in this matchup. Now we've got a +1 coming down, and a hydrogen.
I like this. Could potentially be seeing another quick game here. Now, back in the day, the response to Forge Fast Expand was either a Roach all-in or a very fast 3rd hatch.
Yep.
And it looks like Blue Dragon is going to be doing a Hydralisk version of the former.
And he's going to get into the base and scout it too.
Oh, what a great scout with this Zealot.
Very, very nice. He knows what's up.
Yep, does indeed. In fact, he's going to tap at it. Take it, take it, take it, Hydralisk Den, take it. In fact, he's going to let him go. And get a drone kill. Oh, this Zealot is just having the... Oh my god, Worker Revolt.
So mean. Decided to tease him a little bit.
Now that Zealot got warped in from... Well, actually just walked in from that 3rd location there, so... Invictus does know that the Zerg has been on 2 hatcheries for a scarily long time. And it looks like he's preparing well. Getting a robotics facility. Going to go for 2 base Colossus here.
Yep. And I like that decision very much. When you scout Hydras, what do you make? Colossus, of course. Got Thermalance.
When you scout this unit, you make the unit that kills that unit.
Yeah, exactly. And what is he going to reinforce with? Obviously Lings, because that's the quickest thing that can get across the map. Yep. Hydras are notoriously slow, so you're not going to be using those. And he's not wanting to fund Roaches at all. In fact, he doesn't even have a Roach Warren. So yeah, let's see if this can do anything. He's got those 2 cannons, 3 sentries. And
this will not beat the Hydras. Does need to pull back here. Just trying to delay them a little bit. The Hydras don't have speed yet. He's going for an attack without muscular augments, so...
Yeah.
Slow Hydras here. They will have to be committed. They really can't retreat, especially with the sentries box them off.
Yeah. Seems like he's just looking to pick away at the wall now that it's been scouted, so that range is definitely going to be a better option.
Looks like he wants to get the Forge, but the Colossus is here to crash the party. Well, I think that Blue Dragon needs to completely pull back right now, and I hope he does.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's decided to do. Yeah. He has to go back to powering his economy, and I think he realized that because, well, this is never going to work now. I've got to take a 3rd drone up again, and he has gone for the Spire. And it looked... Oh, he's actually going to go for Nidus for a second there, but he dropped an Infestation Pit instead. Probably the safer option.
Yeah, I'm not sure Nidus would behoove him too much. The Protoss is turtling quite a lot, and unless he hits a timing when the Protoss moves out, the Nidus will actually be a not very good option. It'll cost a lot of money, and the army will just be there to kill it anyway. He's just going to clear away this Overlord, which is being very annoying, dropping creep on that third. So his third will be ever so delayed. And Blue Dragon needs to delay that third because of how late his is. He's quite low on economy right now. 45 drones to the 56 probes, so that's a pretty substandard drone count at this stage of the game.
In fact, if I was Invictus, I'd just go for and he's just going to do it as I say it, go for a bit of a push maybe, because you know the Zerg is going to be trying to recover the economy that they sacrificed.
In fact, 10 drones just got made.
Yeah.
So definitely a good time to attack, but looks like he might... Okay, he's going to be safe and just go for a hallucination first.
Yeah, that's a smart move. But yeah, I mean, if he goes for an attack, he has force fields still. He has the Mothership Core for a time warp on Hydras. That's definitely helpful, especially when they're on creep. So yeah, he could definitely do something like that. While he takes his own third, it'll also keep Blue Dragon off his back.
Spire scouted. Will this change things up for Twitter's Invictus? Will he change his play? Looks like no, he will go for attack on the third anyway, and I think this is probably a pretty good option. He can still recall this army, got to keep that in mind. The Mothership Core does have full energy, so she's good to go. This army could actually kill and do damage for free and then go home without taking too much damage. I think you can damage them a little bit while they're being recalled, like when they're in that shadow form.
Yeah.
So you could potentially lose some units while they're being recalled, but it's definitely an incredibly handy spell for Protoss.
Yeah, I like his decision to just pull back there after clearing some creep too, because worst comes to the worst, you don't do any damage, but the Zerg is forced to make units. They can't not react to that, and we can see that 9 Corruptors have been made for Blue Dragon. He dropped 4 Spines as well, but he's continuing his macro. I think he's kind of realized that he hasn't committed to a full-on attack, so he might breathe a little sigh of relief here.
Now Invictus is going to go through here. Did manage to see the Hive, which is on the way. In fact, it's about to finish for Blue Dragon. And what will his Hive choice be? Will it go straight for Great Aspire? I'm feeling like Great Aspire will happen pretty quickly for Blue Dragon. Yeah. He is getting a ton of spines, so yeah, he's definitely going to get Great Aspire pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah. He also doesn't want to get caught out by a 3-base all-in, because that's still a possibility considering Invictus hasn't been touched this entire game, more or less. I mean, he's been poked at, but hasn't had any serious damage done to him. So that's still a possibility that Spines will help out a lot against that sort of scenario. I would like to see Blue Dragon take a 4th base or something to try and get a bit of a better bang for an army, because right now, I mean, he's sitting on a very squishy army.
He is, and making more squishy units. 13 Hydras on the way. Did drop a Roach Warren, and that's a much more tanky unit.
Yeah.
So it looks like Roach Hydra Corruptor is going to be the option here. In fact, Great Aspire may not go down at all, so he might actually just go for just the 3/3 upgrades is the only reason he got the Hive, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it could work. I'm just a little bit scared for him as well, because there's Colossus out on the field, Templar Archives too. Those are some serious Hydra Ling killing units.
Yeah, and in fact he is up to, let's have a look, 5 Colossi.
Ouch.
That's a lot of Zerg death right there. I wouldn't want to be the Hydra Ball against that many Colossus. And he made a Stargate behind us as well, so what is he going to do with that Stargate? Perhaps Oracle for some mid to late game harassment.
He's getting Swarm Hosts, oh my god! Awesome.
Oh god, this is our first ever AHGL cast. We're going to see Swarm Hosts. Yeah!
Party time. This is actually sick. This actually changes a lot, because it's got this kind of unit he can use to manipulate the position of Invictus, to tank a lot of the damage, to poke out and be a bit annoying. But will it be enough? I mean, he's only got 4 poking out right now of that of those lava eggs. He's got another 2 coming along the way, and the Enduring Locust upgrade is still yet to finish. 6
more Swarm Hosts on the way. They don't think they'll be out in time, though. The Protoss is looming. He is going to be going for this 4th first, which is going to give Blue Dragon the time he needs to try and muster up a defense here. But this is so much Protoss.
Here we go. He's only... Okay, he's going to burrow. The problem is, where do you burrow? I guess he's always going to attack into his 3rd base. There we go. Swarm Host starting to do their thing, and Invictus backs up out of there for now.
Actually, I think with this many Colossi, the Locusts aren't actually going to be too scary for him. He has an Observer with his army as well, and he can potentially snipe those Swarm Hosts. And in fact, they are in a lot of trouble here. The Colossus Thermal Lance upgrade, mincing them to pieces. But the Corruptor's coming in for a flank, trying to snipe the Colossus down. Looks like they will get one.
Meanwhile, the army of Blue Dragon has gone for a huge counterattack at the 3rd of Invictus, and it is tearing down everything. It will get the Nexus. How much more damage can he do? He's taking some Swarm Hosts with him. It looks like they're going to end up trading bases.
Yep, base trade on the way by the looks of it. In fact, Invictus is going to leave some units here to keep barreling on this third. Meanwhile, pulling back the majority of his forces. He did take a fourth at the front here, which I guess is now his third. But look at this Blue Dragon Hydra army tearing apart the armies here. Getting a Colossus, in fact. And this Natural is in big trouble. Once the Colossus Ball gets back, these Hydras should be destroyed. How much damage can they do till then?
Doing so much damage. Once the
Swarm
army gets
Host.
there, they're going to be shut down.
Swarm
Oh,
Host
he just
burrow
ran the
before the
Observer.
Observer gets back. In fact, I don't think... Yes, the Observer is here, and they will get sniped.
Alright, well, he's focusing on the Hydras first. They're doing so much damage so quickly. What a great counterattack unit if they can get there. He killed only those 8 workers and some structures, which isn't too devastating considering that there is a 4th base up for Invictus, which will now be his 3rd base until he can re-establish that. But some roaches are going to come in.
Great move here from Blue Dragon to try and get this Nexus down. If he can get this second Nexus, this will be amazing for him. The Colossus Death Ball has come back to try and get rid of these Roaches, though. Will they get the Nexus? Looks like they will! The Nexus goes down. Great snipe for Blue Dragon. The Protoss shoos away the Zerg, but great economical damage done with those attacks.
Yeah,
Was it
really
a cost-effective
well
trade? He lost a lot of expensive units, though.
Well, the army of Invictus, I think, is stronger because Blue Dragon has, with the unit counting station, he has 34 roaches and 1 corruptor. And so there's nothing to deal with the 3 Colossus that have still stayed alive. He's also down 58 drones to 70 probes, so I do think that Invictus is still in the better position.
Yeah, in fact, I didn't actually see that, but Blue Dragon's lost 2 hatcheries during that, and only now just getting this 3rd base back up. So he's actually quite crippled, probably more so than the Protoss, as you mentioned, Zepph.
Yeah, I mean, 2 base Zerg is never a good place to be.
No, not
even
when
with
the
a macro
Protoss is on
hatch.
2. The main is mined out for Invictus. In fact, it's got a lot of idle probes here, just looking for a new home. They probably will head to that 3rd. And the Natural is just about to mine out as well. Not too many minerals on those gateways. Switching over to some Void Rays here, just in case of Brood Lords. And pretty much just kill anything, because Void Rays are great. And here come a bunch of Roaches and some Corruptors. Not that many Corruptors, though. Great force fields pushing the Roaches back.
Will they get 1 Colossus? Looks like they might be able to snipe 1, but no! They decide to back off in a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
And it's actually the same deal for Blue Dragon. He's got a ton of idle drones in his main that he hasn't touched. In fact, I have to say, in HOTS with the new UI, I actually don't notice my idle workers like I did in Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, then they're embedded into that minimap.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, like that little chevron area of the minimap, that metal bar there. So it's kind of hard to see because it's not on the interface like it used to be in the game
Used
area.
to stick out and let you know.
+3 on the way for ground weapons. That's going to make the Protoss army even scarier, if it wasn't scary enough already.
Yeah, 3-2 for Blue Dragon though, so that's been really great for him, keeping up with those upgrades, pumping them out 2 at a time. He's getting +3 Carapace, which is over halfway done. And Burrow now too, but he still needs a 4th base. He's going to try and take one at a very forward position.
Yeah, I was about to say this 4th base location for Blue Dragon, I don't know about that. 3 spines will not stop this Protoss army, and it's actually going to head there right now.
Yeah, there's no way you can have that. Oh my god, so many drones are coming in. No, little drones, go home.
The drones, the humanity, the Zerganity.
They do go home, but now the roaches are getting sizzled.
The Roaches are starting to dwindle in number. This Protoss army actually still looking pretty good. The Roaches now getting up into the face, but just not enough units here from Blue Dragon. This might just be too much from Invictus.
Oh, he is 40 supply up. He's bringing it home. 30 supply up now with a bit of a remax of 24 roaches. But will it be enough? I mean, this Colossus is doing great. The Corruptors did their best. But unfortunately, his Colossus are up around 18 kills.
Now, Tasteless does mention in GSL, this is the awkward position where the Protoss just make Stalkers. Well, this is the awkward position where the Zerg can only make Roaches.
Yes.
He's going to make some Corruptors now, but they are really not going to make too much of a difference. Tempests have joined the army of Invictus, giving him that air siege ability. God, their attack sounds awesome.
They are some sick-looking units.
They are.
Oh my god!
It's like the Batwing with a giant crystal ball in the middle of it. So sick.
I can imagine those fly really smooth too.
They do. 4 bases now for Invictus. The Zerg struggling to get his 4th base up on 3 bases with a macro hatch.
Yeah.
And just doesn't have the income in the bank to keep making armies here. You can just see by the production tab that he's just struggling to make units.
He'd need to either like be left alone for 5 minutes, expand again, and then just pump drones, get his economy, get some spines. But Invictus isn't going to let him do that. So he's in a
No.
great position, and he may just force the ace match here.
And that is really exciting for us, because I don't know if you guys have been following our cast, but Zepph and I have not seen an ace match yet. We keep getting 3 O's and 3 1s.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a 3-2 yet.
They've been great games, but
They have been
we wanna
great.
go to a 5.
But we want quality and quantity, don't we, Zepph,
Yeah.
friend?
We want it all. We want our cake, and
That's
we want
right.
to eat it.
And then we want our cake to arrive in a Lamborghini Murcielago.
Yep. 3-tier cake too.
3-tier.
None of that.
With a little
basic
wax
stuff.
figurine of Maynarde and Zepph on the top,
Yeah.
casting StarCraft.
That would be the best cake ever.
I would tweet that thing so hard. That's the first dessert that I'd ever Instagram.
I think that's
Corruptors.
inexcusable.
Yeah, I guess it's alright at that point. This Void Ray finding a ton of roaches here. The Protoss army will probably just come back and defend this, because if he kills all these roaches, he pretty much wins.
Yeah, that's it. And this is actually a great move by Blue Dragon, because the Protoss army was kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but he's going to get trapped in here, so you're right. He's
Ooh.
going to do something drastic with all these roaches, because he will lose them.
Yeah, these roaches have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Oh, the Corruptor's getting absolutely owned by those powered up Void Rays.
And Blue Dragon punches out. Twitter has tied the series 2-0, and we'll be getting our first ever ace match.
Oh my god, so exciting.
Hell yeah. More StarCraft, guys. We'll be seeing you in game number 5. I don't even want to do too much post-analysis, because I just want to see game
Nope.
number 5. I don't know about
Game
you.
5, let's go.
That's it. Alright, we'll
do
see you in game number 5.